Hey guys, before we start the video, I just want to say we have a brand new online shop right now on Shopee. It's called TCNKC Collectibles. The link is in the description, so if you want to find your toy cars or anime goods, please visit the shop and support the channel. Thanks guys! Greetings viewers, welcome back to Kenny Chan's channel aka 讲车仔. Now this video is a bit of a special one. It's basically a preview for my overseas viewers out there, and I can kind of say maybe it's the one that not a lot of people like want to be excited that it released, but it is exciting for me. So without further ado, today's video topic is actually this one, the Hirohata Merc. Now, for my Malaysian or maybe some viewers that are not really familiar with the short-term name of Merc, Merc stands for Mercury. A lot of people thought it stands for Mercedes. No, it's actually for Mercury. And Mercury is actually a brand under Ford, if I recall correctly. So that's the name right there. It's actually an all-American brand, which then right now is already ceased of function. So yeah, that's the Hirohata Merc name right there, and here's the card art, and then here's the car. And right off the bat, I just want to say how gorgeous is this thing. Like, I know Hot Wheels have done quite a lot of chop style cars quite a lot of times already. There's a casting called Purple Passion, there's also Screamliner, there's also that custom 53 Chevy, which also recently has been used as a treasure hunt in purple. But deep down, I feel like this is a much better casting because it's a brand new casting, and it's done properly. So that's why it looks so good in my eyes. So the Hirohata Merc, it will appear in case G of 2024, and if you want this car, you gotta wait until the case G arrive in your shores, which right now, as I'm filming, in March 1st 2024, it's already arrived in the Malaysian side of market, because, well, we manufactured it, right? Like you can see over here, it says made in Malaysia. So this car is actually have quite a lot of history behind it, and it started off its life as a 1951 Mercury Club Coupe, and the original owner of this car is a Japanese guy. The name is Masato Bob Hirohata. He originally bought this car, and he decided to, you know what, he wants a custom car, because back at that period, that's when the custom cars trend popped off back in the early 50s. So he decided that he want his car to look unique, other than like the other custom cars. So he reached out to Barry's Custom, and then this car was built by Barry's Customs because he reached out to it, and the design itself is done by George Barris and also Sam Barris. So what they came up with is this such a beautiful creation. So what they do, they chopped off the roof to make it lower, and then they also fitted it with quite a lot of parts from different cars. So the duration which they took to make this car, from its stock configuration to this Hirohata Merc configuration, originally George Barry said to Hirohata-san, we should call it, it would take around 83 days. But since Mr. Hirohata wanted his car to appear in a Motorama back then, so the deadline has been shortened, and what Mr. George Barris and Mr. Sam Barris did is decided to call a lot of people to finish this car, and at the end of the day, they finally finish it in just 14 days. So what else did they use, right? So let me just go around the car. So right off the bat, if you look at the Hot Wheels version, they have this tempo like headlights and the chrome grille, definitely. And also, if you notice that two spots on top of the hood right there, that one is actually a spotlights. Back in the custom days, people love to put spotlights on their car, and they always face down, so they make it look kind of like a bullet horn or something like that. So that's that thing over there. And speaking of the front, so the front, they had used the grill teeth, which is that bit in the middle on the grill. They had used the grill teeth from a 52 Chevy. And the front wheels right here, right now Hot Wheels, they use the basic line 5-spoke with the white wall painted on it. The original car has the Cadillac hubcaps on the front wheels. The rear wheel, since it's not really that visible, so they didn't put any hubcaps on it, I believe. So this car, and another thing is that, well, you gotta remember, because back in the 50s, this car is like a holy grail basically. When this custom was done, a lot of people were shocked by it. They say this is like the best looking custom car they have ever seen. And yeah, I totally agree, because just look at how sleek it looks. They even shave away the door handles. And if you want to know more about this car, I would suggest you go watch the video made by Haggerty. They have done quite a substantial amount of research on this Hirohata Merc right here. So in the video, they show there's like a button over here where you can just press on it and then it will pop open the door. That's how much they custom this car. And speaking of what else is not stock from this car, so on the side spears right here, you can see this silver trim, right? This silver trim is from a 52 Buick, and then the tail lights is from a 1952 Capri. So another thing a lot of people don't understand is that this car back in 1951 is brand new. So Mr. Hirohata just basically took a brand new car, goes to a custom shop, asked them to chop it up, and basically he's just saying screw warranty, you know, like nowadays people will say screw warranty. I will just take my new car, go and change the wheels, change the bumper, cut it up, or do a white body on it or whatever. This is what he done back then. And if you recall, all those parts that I mentioned just now, they are all from the cars that are like 51s and 52s, which back then is brand new car. And Mr. Hirohata himself, he had to go all these kind of dealerships to actually buy the parts and just to fit on his custom car. So if that's not a dedication, I don't know what is. And so this car, after it's been done, it went through a lot of shows. It was featured on a lot of magazines, and people were stunned by the looks of it and the color of it. So the color itself is actually ice green, which Mr. Hirohata actually invented the name by himself, and featuring a dark green two-tone. So this is how the car was originally looked like. And later in this car's life, Mr. Hirohata decided to swap the engine of the original ones, which is the Mercury engine, and then he decided to swap in a Cadillac engine. So maybe somewhere in there he feel like the power is not enough, so he decided to swap it. The exact reason to swap it, I have no idea. And also this car was featured in a 50s movie. So in 1955, it was appeared in a movie called Running Wild, and in that movie it was painted in gold instead of this original ice green. So after that, this car has been through a lot of lives. After the movie itself, the movie has been released, Mr. Hirohata has sold this car, to another owner, which the name is not yet known, but that owner had sold it to Mr. Robert Waldsmith, and then he used this car as a daily driver. And while he's daily driving his car down the road, this car was hit by the left side of it, like right here. And yeah, safe to say it's a little bit hard to actually fix it back. And I believe Mr. Robert decided to send this cargo to a guy who his name is Sam, I believe. Sam, and then he fixed this car back into its supposed original shape of it. And afterwards, Mr. Robert Waldsmith sold this car to a guy named Doug Kinney, and Mr. Doug Kinney had decided to repaint this car in lime green instead of ice green. The lime green pictures, I have not found it, so I'm not so sure where that information come from. So yeah, there's part of the history right there. So after this, you would think this car, has been through a lot, and a lot of people might forget about this car, because by the time this car was rolling around on the streets, the custom like lead sled kind of thing has been kind of just pushed away, saving your garage spaces or whatever. And these cars are not really that popular anymore because the muscle car era is coming. Because it was around that time you have your 59 Corvette, and then you have your the early Pontiac GTOs are coming in. So these kind of cars are not really the primary choice for the young teenagers anymore. It was until 1959 where Mr. Jim McNeil saw this car just running around on the street, and then he decided, you know what, he wanted to buy this car. And when he got to contact with the owner of the then owner of this car, and then the owner asked for $750, but Mr. Jim McNeil said, you know what, I have $500, you want it? And then yeah, the guy sold this car for $500, and it was then safe and keep inside Mr. Jim McNeil's garage for so many years, until one day the owner of I believe Rods and Classics magazine decided to ask Mr. Jim McNeil to brought this car out, do a restoration program on it, which Mr. Jim McNeil initially hesitated, but then again the author and the editor have convinced successfully to Mr. Jim McNeil to brought this car back to its original condition. And yeah, this car in 2017 it was listed in the Hall of Fame as like one of the iconic cars of that time, of that period. So there is a significant history in it. And also sadly, Mr. Jim McNeil has passed away in 2018, which throughout his whole life he takes care of this car a lot. And I can't say like thank you enough to Mr. Jim McNeil for initially making the decision to brought this car back out and make a restoration of it, just so that today we can have this beautiful diecast version for a lot of youngsters to come to appreciate this beautiful works of art, shall I say. So moving on to the diecast itself, and the diecast itself is actually quite there's like a weight onto it, because the green part, the ice green part at least, the ice green part are all metal, and then on the dark green part, because it was connected to the base, so it was plastic. And then the chrome bumpers are from the interior, which they came throughout. And this is the design trait from Mr. Ryo Asada, where he done the diecast chrome interior to the bumper. But as we all know, Mr. Ryo Asada is also no longer with us. So this, I need to go and research like who's the designer of this car, the diecast version at least. So yeah, that is the history of the Hirohata Merc. And as for companion pieces, like what I usually do in my videos, I don't have any companion pieces sadly alongside with my collection, because the custom 53 Chevy, for me, because of that clear hood, I don't really like it. And I used to have a Screamliner, but I sold it. And there's not a lot of Hot Wheels with like this kind of styling, just rolling around. Like I said, they have the Purple Passion, Screamliner, Custom 53 Chevy, and maybe occasionally one or another like a Swoop Coupe or something like that. But other than that, I think this car by its own is also like a masterpiece, because, well, just look at it. I mean, it is like there's like a significant history on it. And cars, I mean, cars are like something that not a lot of people understand, like why some people like pay attention to some cars and the significant history of it. I would say we pay attention to it because of the significant history and what it represents throughout the generation of car lovers. Like, for instance, the Hirohata Merc right here, it represents a generation of the 50s car lover, the custom car era. Basically, it represents the custom car era, and that's why this car is so significant. And I'm really glad that this car has finally in the Hot Wheels range. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more to come. And what are your thoughts on the Hirohata Merc? You like it? You not like it? Or do you wish Hot Wheels do something better? Or do you wish Hot Wheels to also do some other custom cars from this era as well? So yeah, let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See ya.